Yesterday, I made a post about potential, and I started off talking about how some men, I think because they may not have fathers, aren't used to the criticism that fathers give, that tough love, and so they're not able to deal with criticism. And I also talked about how sometimes when you get with a person and they have a failure to launch, that leads to the relationship ending. And in fact, there was a divorce lawyer that was saying that that's a lot of the divorces she's seeing over the last several years is couples that started off in the same place in college, in high school. They got married, right after high school or right after college. They're at the same exact place, but the woman begins to be successful and the man just stops at whatever level they met, and then they grow apart and it doesn't work. So I wanted to continue with that idea because I got into a Facebook discussion with a guy, and he said that women often go for the wrong type of potential. They go for the swag type of potential rather than these are his words, the hardworking visionary potential. And he said, at least you'll be okay and happy and at best incredibly successful. And I said, I disagree. I agree that people sometimes go for flash over substance. But the second type of potential, which you're acting as if is going to lead to happiness and you'll be okay. And, at the best, you could have incredible success. The second type of potential, that what you called visionary, hardworking potential. Hard work and vision are not the only things you need. I said that it almost always requires a level of discipline, steadfastness, humility paired with faith, and also the ability to sacrifice and have character and bounce back, that grit. When I was talking about how some people can't handle criticism, they can't handle rejection. So the stats that I've seen about success are that about 10% of people really accomplish the dreams and goals that they had, and the others give up along the way some kind of way. And then it made me think about some quotes that I heard when I was in high school. I believe one was by Einstein, and he said, genius is 1% inspiration and 99% perspiration. And one of my favorite quotes, I used to say this to my students all the time. Calvin Coolidge said, nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. And I mentioned yesterday that I felt like when you hit that obstacle, the one that shakes you to your core, the one that makes you doubt your why. You hear a lot of people talk about you have to have a big enough why. And this is the reason. Because when you hit that obstacle or many obstacles in a row, when you hit that tragedy, when you hit that loss of money, that loss of the opportunity, that breakup, that illness, that setback, your why, your character, your grit, your persistence, your discipline, your vision that you keep reminding yourself of, that's what's going to cause you to move forward. And it has, to me, very little to do with potential, because the people without all those other qualities, they're going to still have that potential till the day they die. It's still going to be in them, but it's not going to be realized. And the men that keep saying, the realest females just want someone with love and loyalty who gives them time and attention. They see his potential. They're not understanding that that potential, without all the other qualities that go along with it, is untapped and will remain untapped. And it's not something that benefits him, and it's definitely not something that benefits her. And in many cases, if she has the grit, the persistence, the hard work, the vision, that go-getter mentality, and he doesn't, oh my gosh, that's a recipe for disaster, because he will often sabotage her. He will often try to get in her way and become her biggest obstacle to success. And we're about to head into graduation season. And I think that times like this are when some of these tendencies come out. When you see if a person is really your cheerleader, if they really love you, or if they're secretly trying to ruin your day, if they're secretly trying to say, oh, that ain't all that, your little business, your little degree, your little job that you got right after college, your little this, your little that, they're trying to undermine it. And I also saw another meme, and it just, when I see these things, it's like, oh my gosh, wow. So this one said, when a man realizes that his woman is a teammate, not an opponent, that's when his life changes. Don't break her down, build her up, and let her help you win. Succeed together. Now, they use the word opponent, but I could also use the word competition, because I think a lot of men see their woman as competition. And the fact that he picked her, pursued her, and as people say, cuffed her, and didn't realize that she wasn't his competition and wasn't his opponent, is mind-boggling to me. It's like an animal chasing something shiny, then looking stumped when it catches it. Like, now what do I do? And I just imagine that there would be all kind of unnecessary fights, because he's seeing competition or he's seeing an opponent when she's neither, when she's his teammate. And he's not even seeing her full capabilities or her